Good morning, book fighters. Today is Monday, April something, and welcome to my first weekend video. So this week I read Animal Farm by George Orwell, and this book is very, very short, and I picked it, deliberately because I was obviously packing and moving back here, and here are all my books. My lovely books that I've missed. And I knew I could get through it really easily, so that's what I did. Obviously this book, as the back describes it, is a biting satire upon dictatorship, and it is that. And there is lots of political references. Some of the speeches in it, especially from Major at the beginning, are really reminiscent of kind of the Martin Luther King freedom fighter speeches. And even the way things unfold is directly reminiscent of the Russian Revolution, though I don't know anything about it. I researched a little bit before and during I was reading it just to kind of, so he's representative of him and him. And that's certainly one way that you can read it. But other than that, this is also a wonderful story about farmyard animals, like Babe was. And you can certainly read it that way as well. This story would be very enjoyable, I think, to kind of a 10-year-old, because the characters are suitably silly. It's funny in a goofy way, but also there are jokes that, only older people will get when they think about society and how that relates. Like the classic quote from this, which, as I said last week, I've never read this, but when I read this quote, I kind of yes, I know now. And that's, all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others, which kind of forwards the overall theme that a lot of the problems that we have are self-inflicted. For example, my nan was complaining the other day about big supermarkets and how in the olden days people used to run independent fruit and veg stores and butchers and stuff like that. And I said, well, where'd you buy your meat and veg from? And she kind of paused for a second and said, well, the supermarket. And I was like, well, you can't. The reason them big supermarkets are there is because the people put them there in the first place. People want convenience, they want cheap, they want variety, and that's what supermarkets give them. And that also relates to this, because obviously the animals think that they know what they want, but then when it comes to deciding how to start again, it falls apart. Anyway, this book is not hard to recommend, especially if you don't have much time in the week. You can get through really quickly, and it's very, very enjoyable, and it's written in a really lovely, simplistic way. So this week, as I'm sure you all have done, at one point or another, I'm rereading Harry Potter. Let me give you a brief history about me and Harry Potter. I read the first one when Goblet of Fire was coming out, so I had to catch up. So I literally read 1, 2, 3, and then Goblet of Fire within the space of about a month. And then when Order of the Phoenix came out, I read half of it and didn't like it. Not I didn't like it, I just didn't get through it. As you know, Order of the Phoenix is kind of thick and it's kind of slow in parts. Anyway, I didn't get through it, but when Half-Blood Prince was coming out, I thought all the hype with that, I just kind of, I've got to read that, so I had to read Order of the Phoenix again, and I read them both back to back. And then obviously, when Deathly Hallows came out, like everyone, I got it that morning and I finished it in 12 hours or something. But I haven't read them since, and the early ones I haven't read since I first read them, when I must have been about, 13, 14? I could work out the exact thing, but I'm not that. But no, so obviously I read Philosopher's Stone in the live show I did at the beginning of the Book Fighters, so I'm going to start with Chamber of Secrets, and I'm going to work my way through them, and I'm very, very excited to do this. So that is what I'm reading this week, meaning next week. So it'll literally only be 2 days before you see my review on this, because this is going up on Saturday. In awesome news, I have a wand. I'm sure some of you have wands. I know certainly Julia must have a wand. But this one is also a remote control. It reacts to anything infrared, so I can train it to do anything that any infrared device that I have can do. So the most obvious thing is a remote control. So yes, I am sitting downstairs and I'm just changing channels with my wand and turning the volume up by twisting it, and that's not getting old at all. It's funny because my brother's got one as well, so anytime a program finishes, we're kind of racing for our wands so you can change the channel first. And yes, I am 20 years old, and no, that does not make it any less cool. So my question this week is, do any of you have a wand? And if you do have a wand, I would like to see your wand. Yeah. Okay, that is all from me today. You will see me again on Monday, and then well, you see, this is why you need to post videos, because otherwise it messes up the outro. But I guess I could just say bye. I think I'll just say bye. Bye. This is editing Dan popping in to both say and show you the reason why I didn't post my video on Monday. This is a picture of me on Sunday night, the night before my video was due, asleep next to a toilet after throwing up in that toilet. There was no easy way to say that. Needless to say, the next morning I was not feeling up to the task of filming myself. Yeah, I'll see you.